Good afternoon and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today I'm going to do a live video on how to make cottage cheese. Alright, you're going to need 1 gallon of milk. And the only reason I have to do this is I didn't see 1 gallon of milks in the refrigerator. So I've got too much milk, so I've got to get rid of a gallon. So what better way? Now you're going to need a heavy bottom pot and pour the gallon of milk in. Because if it's thin, you'll burn it, and then you don't want to burn your cottage cheese. And the whey would be burnt as well, and that's not what you want. So this is why you use a heavy bottom. This is a Cuisinart. I think they have, I'm not sure what they have on the bottom of it, but it's thicker and heavier on the bottom, so you get more level heat. Another thing is you're going to have to stand stirring this, and we have to get the temperature up to approximately 150 degrees. All right, so letting you know. And I'm going to put my hair up too. Because you're supposed to have your hair up so you don't put hair in the food. That's why we wear nets and stuff when we cook. I know everybody's busy working and everything, but I'm going to do a live so all of you could see how this is done. So I've got this, I've got the flame on, and I'm going to be over here stirring this like crazy. Okay? So this will be a bit much, as they say. But you just want to get the temperature up to 150. I'm also cooking bones at the same time. I haven't got them under the pressure yet. You'll need something to check the temperature on this. So here we go. I'm going to be stirring like crazy as we do this. You're also going to use white vinegar in this because if you use the other vinegars, you're going to get their flavor, and that's not what you want. You want a plain vinegar. Now, plain white vinegar is grain, comes from grains. How much? 3/4. So this is something that you have to be careful that you use the right thing. You will need white vinegar. Not wine, just plain white vinegar, known as green vinegar. We used to know it as green vinegar. And you need 3/4 of a cup. We'll be using it, but not yet. Right now we have to get a whole gallon of milk up to 150 degrees. Make sure the bottom is a thick bottom, because if it's aluminum or a thin one, you'll burn that milk on the bottom, and that's not what you're going to do. We also have to keep on stirring it to make sure it doesn't burn. And then when we move along, we'll also have the whey, which we can use to cook with, and you can also sit there and do other things with it as well. But today I wasn't hungry when I got up, but to make sure I didn't get sick, I took a cap full of apple cider vinegar and a cup of hot water, and I had some prosciutto bread. That was basically when I came in from shopping, and an apple. I'm just not hungry today because I've eaten too much for the last couple of days, so it's sort of telling me, cut back, girl. I get like that. I don't know if other people do, but there are days that I won't sit there and eat because I'm just not hungry. And hello, I don't know who's here. I gotta put my glasses on. That's the only bad thing about getting old, is getting glasses. Hi. It's annoying. I know a lot of people like this, the video of the cottage cheese. This time I just figured I'll do a live for those who want to see, actually have to see the steps that you go through with it. well, it's body temperature. So have it on a flame. Just be careful that you do have to stir it and continue stirring. We're making cottage cheese today only because I have too much milk in the house. I didn't know I had a gallon further in the back, so now I have too much milk in the house, so we're having to do this. The reason I'm standing here stirring this, if I leave it, it'll burn on the bottom. And that's why. Now, when we actually go to finish up on it, you'll notice that you don't have to use heavy cream. There are other things that you can use in place of it, and I will explain that when we get there. There is going to be a 30-minute break. We're making cottage cheese today, only because I messed up and bought too much milk. So I'm doing that tomorrow. I'll probably can the whey. I use whey, which is a byproduct of milk, making cottage cheese. And look, I'm going to get you out. And I use it like I use my stocks. And I'll show you how we do that canned whey. God bless your grandmother, Taylor. 66, I remember that. It was about 7 years ago for me. And my day's gone great. I went shopping today. And thank you, Hamad. I had to put the hand there so because you're getting ready to disappear. So it's a little difficult to see. Yeah, I share all my recipes that I make, believe it or not. When I do that, if she watches the videos, she'll hear me tell her exactly what everything is going through it. So by all means, Sis Chris Wambata, cooking, thank you. Yeah, I enjoy cooking. I finally got that closet clean. But now I found out I don't fit in my clothes. I bought those clothes 15, 20 years ago, and after menopause, I shut that down the door. But let's see how high we are here. So your grandmother can follow the recipes. It's very easy. Oh yeah, it happens. When you hit menopause, you're going to gain 1 dress size or 2 dress sizes. And for me, that's like putting an inch and a half, and it doesn't work anymore. Okay, we're not there yet. We're getting there. It's moving up. So that's what I've been doing. I've been in the closet. Just said, oh, well, I don't fit in this. I don't fit in this. I don't fit in this anymore. You know, it only happened one other time to me. I had clothes, and then I had children. My first job. And I was trying things on, and once again, I was up at dress size. I said, well, that goes. Give this away, give that away. I didn't have anything in the closet. I kept my figure. So I figured when I hit menopause, I'd keep the clothes. Well, that shot it. I would have another dress size. I said, this is just not working for me. So for you women, that's going to happen. Once you have a child, you're going up 1 dress size. And then when you sit there and go through menopause, you're going to go up another dress size or maybe 2. You know, it's just that way. And somebody had asked me, how do I contain my weight? I eat when I'm hungry, but I don't eat until I'm stuffed. Well, I have for the last 2 days, but 90% of the time I don't overeat. But sometimes something is so good, you're going to do it, and then you want to kill yourself afterwards. You say, oh, I feel so bad. So that's how I do it. Hi, Taylor. So that's my life, crazy as it is. But I figured this time I would do a live on how to make cottage cheese and then show you the different ways you can get different flavors and what you can do with it. For me, in Texas, we used to have cottage cheese and grape jelly sandwiches. It was one of our favorites. And that's what we used to do. Now my son got a little upset with me, both of them, when I told him I shared my motif pattern. And yeah, you can make it. It's very easy. And they said, "Mommy, that's your design." I said, "I know it's my design," but about 13 women wanted to know, and I shared it with them. I see nothing wrong with sharing it with them. I've already got the date of when I created it, so if anybody tries to pull one out. And I said, besides, I haven't even finished it. I've still got the edging and stuff I have to do on it. But the motif is my design. It's over 3 years old. It just took me 2 weeks to remember how I put it together. But I already have it dated in my book, so I don't have to worry. And I did a video, which also has a date on it. But he says people will steal it. I said they might take the basic concept. They'll change it and then make it theirs. Everybody steals from somebody. I'm already laying out designs for my hankies, to make lace edging on hankies. These are things that women used to do. We used to be very, very creative, and now you just buy things and put things together. But when you really get down to it, like I picked up acorns in the yard. I have to clean my acorns, and I want to fix them up so I can put them and dress them up for the table next year. I have them in a bag right now, and they have to be dried and cleaned and get the sap off it, so then I can work with painting them and everything else and get the right greens I want. I didn't do it this year because I was collecting it. But if you want homemade cottage cheese, I'm going to show you exactly here how to make it. I hope all of you are having a great day right now. I'm going to pressure cook those bones later because they probably won't be done until tomorrow, so there'll be some canning. I don't know if anybody's tried this, but has anybody tried canning prune juice? Not canning it, making prune jelly? I'm thinking about trying it. Have any of you tried it? Thank you, Vaccinator One. I think I said that right. I started, God, my mother had me crawling into a chair. Does that tell you how little I was? And I sat there, and my first thing about cooking was greasing pans, learning how to grease properly. Yeah. So your dad, what? Oh, I don't know. I think I missed one of the conversations. Okay, let's see where we're at now. We have to get to 150. That's what I'm looking for. I'm at 129. Okay, and that's Fahrenheit, not Celsius. So if you're in Europe, you're going to have to change it over. Thank you. I always see myself as just an everyday person. I'm sorry, that's how I see myself. My sons say, "You humble, Mommy." And I said, well, maybe that's the way I was raised. Don't put yourself above. Everybody I've ever seen who blow themselves up and thinks they're great, they end up falling like a rock. So I keep God close and I stay humble. And I'm grateful for what I have. Now listen, they show people here. Now maybe you can explain this to me. I have a little like head and you see the shoulders and it's cut off about here. Has numbers next to it. Is that how many people are looking? I don't know. Or are those talking? Please let me know because I really don't know. Yeah, I sing the old songs. I like some of them that go back to the 1920s. I love the big band era. I love the harpsichord, which is, oh, if you want to sit there and make me so happy just listening, Harpsichord music, church music, I love. But remember, I spent a lot of time in the church, so that's why. Watching, it means they're watching. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Amelia. Thank you very, very much for telling me that, because I didn't know. I really don't. Tomorrow or later today, I'm going to be making my detergent. I'll show you how I make detergent and explain to it, because I used to spend $10 a week for detergent, which added up to $400 to $500, and now I make my own detergent, and I only spend $50, and it lasts me 9 to 12 months, and I'm washing for 3 in the family. So I'm going to be doing that too. I have a lot of things I have to do. But has anybody ever heard of prune jelly? Have anybody done that? I mean, I've been thinking about it because I eat prunes and stuff. So if I had prune juice, couldn't I sit there and make that into a jelly? Wouldn't that be good? It'd be sweet. It'd almost be like a prunella cake, I guess. And we could even put seasonings in it. Then it'd be like having a dessert. My name is Sandy. Well, my real name is Sandra, but everybody calls me Sandy. That's just how it is. Okay, we only have a few more degrees. Okay, I'm a couple of degrees off, I know. You can call me Sandy by my name. If you want to sit there and show me some dishes that you make or share recipes, I do have a Facebook. I haven't been on it in a while. I checked it yesterday. I have a Facebook page called America's Home Cooking, same title. And if you wish to show some dishes that you've made or share your recipes there, I go there as well, and I will talk with you as much there as here. 20. I'm checking the temperature. Just give me time. Got it. Okay, we're at 150. All right. You have 3/4 of a cup of, we used to call this, not white vinegar, we used to call it grain vinegar. But anyway, you're going to pour it in and you're going to stir it. Watch what's going to happen. You're just going to keep on stirring. The flame is off now. You see? I don't know if you can see this. Let's see if I can get you. Boo-boo, you remember me? Okay. Nice to meet you, Hamid, I think. All right, you see what's happened? We've got the curds. These are separating from the whey. Now what we have to do, now we've got to wait. This is going to take about 30 minutes. It's got to sit like that. Just going to leave it alone, put a lid on it, and leave it. I got to get the lid. Where did I put the lid? I thought I had it out. Nope, I didn't. So now we have 30 minutes that we have to wait for this. So if you wish, we can talk, or if you want to come back in 30 minutes, which will be 1:32 for me in the afternoon, whatever you wish, okay? And that's what we'll be doing. After this, we're going to be separating this, but I've got some dishes I have to do. So if you wish to stand around while I do dishes, you can, or take a break and come back in 30 minutes and we'll do the other part. I don't want to end this video this way and then start up on another one. It'd be too much to do. But what we're going to be doing with the next part is we're going to be straining it and squeezing it and then cooling it down. And then we'll talk about how it acts, and so you have an understanding why a cottage cheese, when you make it the next morning, why it looks drier. Boo Boo, yes, that's true. I was baking last time. Oh, Penguin, I could make fun and say, I come from my parents. No, I am from America, okay? Like I said, I got dishes to do. I even bought yams so I can show you how I make yam biscuits. And I did promise you a cantaloupe brownies. I haven't gotten to that yet either. There's so much I have to do. It just is more than I can deal. So it drives me crazy sometimes. Yes, from America, the East Coast of America. I'm going to have to turn you some. You're going to see food all over the counter. I try to make it comfortable. It needs work, but I can't afford it. Like I said, I'm not wealthy, though people think I am. I'm not. But I make do with it, and I do what I can as I work on. I keep it clean, and I do what I have to do, and that's all I can do. Ablution? Sosa? I don't know what that word means. A-B-L-U-T-I-O-N. I've had somebody scream at me because I wouldn't give them a recipe. I said, look, I've given you over 2,900 plus, and I held a couple of recipes behind. I mean, you shouldn't get upset. Dishes. Oh, we're going to need salt. By the way, I would recommend do not use kelp on this. Do not use a salt mixture on this. I would recommend when we get to the point of adding salt, I would use iodized salt. Okay? And did I try it with my mixture of salt? Yes, and it tasted terrible. At least I'm being honest with you. I messed it up big time. That was one batch that went out. I said, there goes a good gallon of milk. Now, if you have a man who sharpens knives for you once a week, my father used to do it for my mother, you're lucky. My husband's dead, so now I have to do it every time I use them, I sharpen them. And then I put them away. Yeah, that's sharp. No, I do what I have to do. No, that's why this channel is set up. I want you to be able to make the food nutritious and try different things. So I try to be very versatile. If I say I'm going to make cube steaks, I try to show you different ways you can make them, different seasoning combinations and everything else. So the food is more enjoyable. When my husband was sick, I have to admit to you, those last years, I made the same 7 dishes every week because I was just so overwhelmed with medicine, caring for his body, and everything else. It was very difficult, and people don't realize it, you know? But please don't make the same thing all the time. It gets very boring in food. I can talk from experience because I have done that. Okay, so we'll get these done. And we'll get things in here. Sure, you can boo-boo, you can make it easy, but that's not helping you. Sometimes you have to go past that and just force yourself. And I understand it more than you'll ever realize. I used to sit and just cry. I was so tired. I mean, it was just like I couldn't get a break. Every time I got one problem fixed, another problem crept up with my husband. And then he fell, and I proceeded to try to pull him up. He was, by that point, the medication had ruined his muscle tone and all, and he was over 200 pounds. He had never been over 200 pounds. Oh, I was thinking about having, I have one ribeye left and having ribeye and coffee with biscuits, you know, with grapes. You know, I like fruit in the morning, you know. But I said I can't do that right now. I overate. And I'm not buying another set of clothes. Like I started buying clothes that fit because the other ones don't. You know, in the summer, the water's not that hot. But in the winter, when you turn that heating unit on, man, everything is so hot. Does anybody notice that? Okay. So this morning I didn't have breakfast, but I came in and I had a cup of coffee and I ate some prosciutto bread, and that's it. And I'm still, and I had half an apple. No, I ate the whole apple. I am not hungry today at all. Do any of you like canning? Oh, who doesn't like ribeye steak, or ribeye standing rib roast? That's like having a filet mignon with bacon wrapped around it and broiled. Everybody loves sweets. Don't worry about it. I don't know. Even animals love sweets. So don't be upset if you enjoy them, but don't make them your whole life. Like my husband knows I love toffee. English toffee. He would not buy it because he knows exactly what I do. I would sit there and eat it till tomorrow. Then my son comes in with it and I said, listen, don't do this. I will continue. We're making cottage cheese. It's actually at the point where it has to sit for 30 minutes, so I'm doing dishes between that 30 minutes before we get to the other part of it, because I need the sink, because I have to strain that cheese from the whey. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm trying to clean the sink up in about 11 minutes. All right, let's say 20, about 20 more minutes and we'll be ready to do that. Oh, so we're at that point and we're making cottage cheese. I'm actually doing a live to show people how to make it. Some people like to see a live. But coffee isn't good as, and I'll tell you a cookie I got this recipe, believe you me, I haven't made it yet. Oh, I call them sinful. Rugellas, not the raspberry, not the chocolate, but the original. Oh my God. I go into the store and I say, where are those sinful cookies? They say, which ones are that? And I tell them, this is the most regular. The ones I get now that my sons have sometimes said, Mommy, here are some, they don't taste like the original one. And I finally got the recipe, the rich recipe. And I said, oh dear, I'm going to make these. But I haven't gotten around to them yet. I keep telling myself I'm going to do it, but I find so many things I want to make, and there aren't enough days in a week, you know, or enough years in a life to get them all made. But I have great hope and patience with myself that I will. Okay. Oh, we got one of them on, Troubles, thinking they're being cute. File, words and statements. So we'll just ignore them and pretend that they're not even there. They don't matter. Because if you come on to the channel, it's evident you need to learn something, maybe manners. Nobody does. Those of usually people who have to put people down because they're so insecure about their life. And they know they're not that smart or anything, so they have to put people down. It gives a great pleasure. And that's a sad thing because we're supposed to encourage each other. We're supposed to help each other. And a lot of people don't. Well, why do I do this channel? Because I want help. I want to help people. I've seen too many people sick. Yeah. I don't like, we're not supposed to be nasty to each other. We're supposed to be encouraging to each other. We're supposed to help each other, but people don't think so. I learned in the church, that's what Christ wanted. But I also know about karma, so I know you can only go so far, and that's it. But I do try. But when you say you help people, the first thing they say, oh, you give them money? They always want money. But I've met people who have been crying out in the street and think they're so unimportant. But they're very important. And sometimes you get taken with your kindness. But it doesn't look bad on you, it looks bad on them. Because they're the ones who are abusing life. So I was raised a lot of time in the church. I remember when I had to wear a petticoat, my mother sat there and starched them. She could always hear me moving. My brothers didn't get hit under the, you know, the pew, but I did, because my mother, as soon as I moved, I went, correct, everybody could hear me in the church. That's how she kept me quiet. And still. And that's what mothers used to do. Okay, I don't need this anymore. Strainer and towels and stuff. You can use cheesecloth, but you should use at least three layers because you don't want to lose the curds as you strain them. I'm going to do a towel. And is it stained? Of course it is. I use my towels, that's why they're always stained. I'm supposed to keep my private address private. Peck Home Walker, 1139. But you can make this. It's a very easy dish to make. Now I have to get the dishes out that I need. So I wanted to make brownies, pumpkin brownies. I had a way to do. I did not expect the cottage cheese to do today. A lot of things I didn't expect, but I've got extra work in the kitchen today. Okay, Sandra, where is it? I've got to find. Oh, shoot. Hold on a minute. I see it. I see exactly what I need. Tomorrow, I'm fixing a pork roast and a salad. But this salad is really different from anything you probably know. I don't have a voice for singing. I was always off key. But anyway, this is the roast. It's the frosting today and tomorrow for tomorrow. That's a pork roast. And here's the fat, which is going to be the blanket for tomorrow. And you thought I had room in this place. No, I don't. Right, I'm going to wash this out because it's had the pork in it. I'm going to clean it, and I don't want that flavor. And we've got about 11 minutes left. And we will be straining this. No, I haven't made pumpkin brownies. I made pumpkin muffins. We're making brownies with it. I might have the names, but they were muffins. I was making a lot of different muffins to show you what you can do. Have you? Well, I don't mean to entertain, I mean to educate, but that's all right. But it's all right, you can make a mistake. If you saw the video I did when I made that cream sandwich, you saw I made a mistake and I showed you how to correct it. I make my mistakes and I have to backtrack on what I've done. All right, we're going to need this. You're going to need a strainer. Okay. Talk to my sons about that. They go through them. So I have a strainer here and I have a stand. I don't know where my husband got this. He came in with this one day because he saw me struggling. But this is a stand that sits in a big bowl. And then I'm going to put this in here and close it. Now I've got to get a towel. Don't say anything about it. I have not put the food up and I got dishes on the counter. See right here? It's all set up here. Let me get a towel. I need a clean one to do. We're going to set this like this. No, not this one. This one's got too many holes. I'm going to have to replace these. This one's better. I'm going to have to buy some more towels. Okay, you're going to just push it in like this. All right. And now we're all set for that. All we have to do is wait for it now. It's almost to the point where we'll have to take care of it. Oh, here's another one, stupid. That's fine, Taylor Timmy. All right. Now, here's where you're going to have a choice. You can use heavy cream, you can use light cream, or you can use milk. I happen to like, when I go to add the stuff, I like to use heavy cream if I can. So you have a choice. If you want to make a cottage cheese that doesn't have a lot of weight in it, you can use milk or light cream. But if you like the richness of it, which I do, I'm going to use heavy cream. It's still good. Oh God, that needs water. The reason I put it in the sink when I go to strain the curds is because I'm too short for the countertop. The sink is lower so I can do it easier. But I have to add some water to my bones that I'm starting. As you see, I do more than one thing. 9 years old, you should be in the 4th grade, I think. Start 5, yeah, 4th. You should be going into the 5th grade, Timmy. And you should be in school and not watching videos. Okay. A couple more minutes and we're going to be taking on. Hi, Amelia. 13. What? That's junior high school? 7th, 8th grade? You start at 5, 8. Yeah, you should be about in the 7th or 8th grade. 8th. Okay, Amelia. I was going back in my head. When did I get there? I enjoyed the lower grades with Martha Reyes. She wanted to take me from my mother. She said, did I want to be adopted? I loved her very, very much. I loved my 2nd grade teacher. Oh, God, did I love Martha Reyes. She was one beautiful lady. Hi, random user. So, if you have a good teacher that you enjoyed, like I loved Miss Wilson. She was my 4th grade teacher. What she did was so, I love that teacher. That's the only reason I know math so well was because of her. What she didn't do. Oh my God. She was, Miss Wilson was my 4th grade teacher. She was the one who introduced me to art. And I remember seeing paintings of pictures of Michelangelo. We actually made a photo of it. Right, you're right about that. So I remember when she introduced us and to it, and I was very taken with it. I really was. She taught us the old math. The new math does not work. I don't like it. I love the old math. I can interchange it. She used to tell us, you're going to memorize this. You might not understand it now, but when you get older, you're going to understand it. But I remember her, she showed me Pinky and Blue Boy. Those were the titles of 2 paintings. And I told her, I'm going to see those one day. She said, you mean you think you're going to see them one day? I said, no, I'm going to see them. I'm going to travel and I'm going to see those. And I did. When we went to the museum and I saw them, I said, Tony, there's Pinky and Blue Boy. He said, what? What are you talking about? I said, the paintings. The title was the little girl. She had pink ribbons and she had her pink dress on and all. It's a big painting and I saw it in the museum. So I told him and I said, this is Blue Boy. He said, why do you call it Blue Boy? I said, because he's in blue. These were the titles that I was given. He said, that is not the name of these. And I said, yes, they are. But we had a fight over that. Not a big fight, but more, you're going to behave yourself. We're not going to raise our voices. We're in a museum. You got to be respectful. But I remember when I saw them. I remember when I told my teacher I'm going to see it. Okay. I'm going to have to put this in the sink because I just can't pour it this high. Okay. I need a mat for this. And that's what I used to do. I remember it. It was a beautiful time when I went to the museum. I walked all over the museum and I said, I saw this. And this is from her class. I had remembered that. All the math that you see in the way I finagle all comes from her because she refused to teach us the new math. Okay. Now what you're going to do, let's see if I can get you where you can see what I'm doing so you know what I'm doing. Like I said, don't look at the dishes and everything, okay? I am busy taking care of this. Okay, I'm going to spoon some of you off. I can't. This is not going to work. And take some of these curds off so I can function and pour this through. Now when you make it, it doesn't look like it's a lot until you get the whole thing done. Then you can really see. But don't throw the whey out, man. That is stuff you can cook with. Okay, here we go. Do you guys want to learn how to can? Hi, from India. Let's see, I have to, Lead Lad Harbistin Bista. I think I said that right. I even made farmer's cheese one time, and I put olives and different kinds of olives, and it really came out nice. And I enjoyed it immensely. And I said, God, I'm going to have to do that again. My son and I were testing them. I said, I think it needs more olives. He said, yeah, Mommy, it needs a lot more olives. But I had put black olives in it. I had put green olives with pimentos in it. I might do it again just to show you how it was done. This is hot. I want you to be very aware that this is very, very hot. And I do not want you burning yourself. Let me get this out of the way. Yes, you hear me throw everything everywhere. So see, women in the olden days didn't waste anything, so everything was used. Okay, I'm going to set you right there only because it's clean. This is dirty. Here's the way, and we're going to can this. Okay, we are going to sit there and run cold water over this and squeeze it to cool it down. Because that will wash a lot of the vinegar taste off of it, and that's what we're doing. So this time I'm actually walking you through it more in depth. I have black olives, I have green olives. I might as well try making the farmer's cheese because it really came out nice with those flavors in it. And I added, I think, white peppercorn, so it had like a peppery taste to it. It came out nice. So please, any of you who talk on this, sometimes if I don't know what you're doing and I don't understand what's going on, I don't mean to be rude, but sometimes if it comes across, I just look at it because I don't know. Like I found out, my sons didn't like everybody calling me grandma, and I said things, please don't do it, but I realized you're giving me the respect, so I let it go because I am probably older than most of you, well, probably just about all of you at that point. Now the cheese is cool. What I'm doing is wringing out the excess on it, okay? You tie it tight and you twist this to get it out. Okay, I need a bowl now. Just give me a minute, I'll get it all together. Turn you back over here. You're going to say, this isn't much. When we get done with it, it will be. Okay, we're going to put all that in here. Now, they recommend a fork for this part. Cards are clean. Now you'll notice their cottage cheese in the store is more liquid because you get less, so they try to stretch it. When I make things, you're getting it. That's how I look at it. So when you make things at home, you're not sitting there thinning it out. I could make mine as thin as theirs. They want you to break it up like we've just done. Now you're going to add a whole teaspoon of salt to this. And like I said, iodized salt. Do not put kelp in it. I've already tried that. It didn't work. You're going to mix this up. Now you can add more salt if you need it after you put it together. Taste it to get an idea. But for me, a teaspoon, I think most of the time. In the summer, I might add a little more salt that I would like. But as you can see, milk goes a long way. Now you can add anywhere, they say up to 3/4, but I use more than they do. Okay? We want you to mix it up. I guess anybody can make this in any country. If you have a cow, you should be able to do this. I don't know if you could do it with goat cheese. Now that I don't know. See where I go? I start going there. Hi, David. As you can see, I put a lot of heavy cream in mine. You see how it's filling up the bowl? You see how it's absorbing that fluid? Now, if you want to use a mixture, you can use a mixture too. You see how I'm filling up? And you said, but it's so much. You should. Mary Bell Rivers, you should always learn. You should learn the past, see how the future is, so you have an idea. Like people didn't know in Jane Fonda's day, she was saying that we're not going to take it, we want women's rights, and they did not understand that women had their rights already from the suffrage movement in the 20s, you know. And that's something. As you can see, I'm going to use all my heavy cream. And it's just getting bigger, isn't it? And yet you saw a little tiny ball in there. It was nothing new. So when you learn your history, these things that I make, women created in the kitchen. It wasn't a chef who did it. They were just women. And if you were a chef, you worked at a business and you were a man and you went to chef school. So be aware of it. That was their job because women were home. Now, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator after I taste it. I already know it's good. You don't have to worry. Now, when you put this in the refrigerator, cover it. And overnight, when you come in the morning, you're going to notice it's dry. You can add more liquid to it if you want it more creamy the way they have in the store. But I'm using, like I said, heavy cream, but you can use light cream if you want to control the calories, or milk if you wish, which I think would be more bland. That's my personal opinion. So I know that this will absorb this liquid and you can add more. Now your cottage cheese, when you open it, is not this thick. This is proof that they sit there and they dilute it. I got a spoon here. Let's see if we have enough salt. Usually in the summer I add more. That's good. It is very good. So if you want more liquid after you have it in the refrigerator, you can add it. If you're going to serve it right away, you can put it to the texture that you want. But this is the texture that I like. Now, if you want to make ricotta cheese, it's a little different than this. and we can make some ricotta cheese, and I can make a ricotta bread, and we can see how that goes. Of course, I've already made the bread, but I can show you how to make the ricotta. Now, I'm going to put a lid on this. I think I'm just going to put a plate on it. Well, I don't have one there, so I'll go over here. And that's how you make cottage cheese. Now, this way, I am going to keep the way over here. Down here, I'm going to keep this. I'll put it in the pot after I clean it out and put it to the side. And I will can this like I can milk. And I'll do that tomorrow and show you how to can that if you're up at that hour, because I'll do it early in the morning. And I will not be using a water bath canner. I will be using a pressure canner. All right. And it will be called a cold pack. And that means that you sterilize the jars for 20 minutes in the oven at 220. Then you put them out on a towel and let them cool. You will have a cold canner, cold water, cold jars, and this will be room temperature, close to cold by tomorrow morning. And we will cold pack this, and I'll show you how to do that. I asked you, did you guys want to learn about canning? But nobody said anything. But anyway, that's all right. But this is the end of it. I just have to put mine in the refrigerator, clean the pot out, put the whey in it so I can have it ready tomorrow. But I want you to have a great afternoon. Yeah, it's still early. And what else have I got to do today? Oh, if I get around to pumpkin brownies today, we will be making pumpkin brownies this afternoon. If we don't, I'm going to have to postpone it. Okay? Not wanting to, but I want to get them done today because the roast is going to be in the oven tomorrow, and we're making a very nice cabbage vegetable dish that has pine nuts in it and other things. It's a lovely combination. So we just finished making cottage cheese, okay? One delish. You missed it. You'll have to go to the beginning after it comes up, okay? But anyway, I'm going to try that. I don't know if I'm going to get around to it, but I'm working on it. If I can get everything done, I plan to make pumpkin brownies today if it kills me. Now, if I don't put chocolate in it, they'll be called blondies, okay? So listen, all of you take care for now, and check me out this afternoon. If I get everything done by 3, I should be making brownies by then. If I don't, you know I'm running behind everything today, all right? So take care. Bye-bye. Okay, we got this here.